really had to fight for this one, but hey, a win is a win. 4-0. What's going on, everybody? Spunky Nights don't want to come you guys another video. Come at you guys for my Eagles Commanders Week 4 recap. So the Eagles really had to fight for this one. This was a game that I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is about Washington. This is the team that last year gave the Eagles their first loss of the season, Monday Night Football. And this year, the Commanders came very close to giving the Eagles their first loss of the year this year. But this time around, the Eagles got the job done. They had to go to OT to get it done, but at the end of the day, the Eagles get the job done. Wow. Like, this right here is one of those games where you're clenching your cheeks, you're biting your nails, you're on your toes, you're on your heels the whole game. Washington always, I don't know what it is, but Washington, I know it's the NFC East, I get that, but this team out of any other team in this division is the one that really, brings their best against us, and they really give us a run for our money. And today was it was definitely no different. Eagles, win the game with a 54-yard clinching kick, kick by Jake Elliott. First off, the game shouldn't even went to OT. It shouldn't have went to OT. The Eagles should have won this game in regulation, but unfortunately, the defense did not allow that to happen. Our defense they did not play their best today. It was a pretty rough day for our defense. But like I said, Eagles win the game 34-31. They are 4-0. But let's get into this game here. All right. So first and foremost, Washington comes out strong very early in this game. They like I said, they came out very fiery, and it was quite clear that this was not going to be a game that the Eagles were going to be able to just run away with, because Washington they came to try to upset us. Washington gets on the board first with 7 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Chris Samuel for the Washington Commanders. The score is now 7-0. The Eagles offense, they come right back. The Eagles offense in their first drive, they go right down the field, and they answer the Washington Commanders touchdown. They scored there with 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the first quarter. DeAndre Swift runs in for a 5-yard run. Kick is good. It's now 7-7. Now, Washington's offense goes right down the field again in the second quarter. Terry McLaurin, who last year was killing us too in that game. He really was killing us in that game last year. This game as well, he was just a pain in the butt. It was on a fumble recovery, because they tried running the ball in with 12 minutes and 56 seconds left of the second quarter. They tried running in, they fumbled the ball, but McLaurin recovers the fumble in the end zone, and it's a touchdown by Washington Commanders. 14-7 is the score right now. With 1 minute and 39 seconds in the second quarter, the Washington Commanders kicker Joey Sly gets a 27-yard field goal. It is now 17-7 Washington. The Eagles, they get the ball, and the Eagles are able, with a huge catch thanks to by Devontae Smith, that sets them up. The Eagles are able to get a position to kick a field goal. Jake Elliott kicks a 41-yard field goal. Eagles going to halftime down 17-10. Coming to the third quarter, Eagles lead a drive downfield, but they're not able to finish with points. Jake Elliott comes in with 11 minutes and 38 seconds on the clock, kicks a 47-yard field goal. It is now 17-13 Eagles. Excuse me, 17-13. Washington still with the lead. Now, after the Eagles defense makes a stop, Eagles get the ball back. Jalen Hurts throws a 59-yard touchdown to A.J. Brown. Eagles go for a 2-point conversion. They are successful with it. It is now 17-21 Eagles. Eagles have the lead for the first time in this game. You thinking to yourself, okay, wonderful, wonderful. Eagles made the adjustments, and they're gonna, this second half they're gonna pull away from Washington. Nope. It was your typical NFC East Dog Fight. With 8 minutes and 1 second left on the clock in the third quarter. Excuse me. My bad. Sorry. With 14 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock in the fourth quarter, the Eagles, had a drive there that they should have scored a touchdown on this drive. There was one play in particular that was just dumb to me. 3rd and 11, we decided to run the ball with Kenneth Gainwell. He nearly fumbles. We recover the. We do recover the ball, and we settle for a field goal. Jake Elliott kicks a 36-yard field goal. It is now 24-17 Eagles. Now Washington scores here. 8 minutes and 1 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brian Johnson Jr. for the Washington Commanders scores on a 15-yard touchdown run. The score is now tied after the extra point, 24-24. Here we go right here. The Eagles right here could have just ran the clock out. They could have just ran the clock out, but they decided to be aggressive. And it actually paid off for the Eagles here. Instead of running the clock out and kicking the game-winning field goal in regulation, they decided to throw they decided to throw the ball, and A.J. Brown catches a 28-yard touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts. Jake Elliott kicks the ball. It is now 31-24. Now, at this point, I'm thinking to myself, we just need the defense to make one stop. They made a couple stops through the game, of course, but we just need them to keep them out of the end zone. That's all we asked them to do. Keep Washington out of the end zone. But nope, they couldn't do it. This secondary could not do it. Secondary was just absolutely disappointing. With 2 seconds left on the clock in the there was only 2 seconds left on the clock. The Washington was able to get down into our red zone. They were able to throw Sam Howell throws a 10-yard touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson. The score is now tied 31-31. The secondary, which has been banged up with injuries, has been heavily penalized this game. A lot of dumb penalties. I will get to that, but yeah, secondary could not make a damn stop. We need them to. They could not make a stop. The score is now 31-31. This game is going to overtime. In overtime, Washington get the ball after winning the coin flip. They said tails, and it was tails. They get the ball first. Washington is beginning to a couple big plays, a couple good plays, driving it down. But the Eagles were able to stop them and get the ball back. Eagles get on offense. They try a couple of over-aggressive plays where they're trying to throw deep downfield for a game-winning touchdown. I'm like, we're right. You know, we started off just before midfield. All we got to do here is run the ball. That's all we got to do. A couple runs, maybe 1 or 2 short passes, and we win this game. Couple over-aggressive plays. Thank goodness, no turnovers. But the Eagles were able to get in position for Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott kicks a 54-yard field goal with 3 minutes and 58 seconds left in the in overtime. The Eagles win in overtime, 34-31. So, Eagles are 4-0, and don't get me wrong, I'm happy. I'm beyond happy. You know, a win is a win. I take it, but today, man, it was a dogfight. It was an absolute dogfight. Washington really brought it to us, and they really gave us a fight today. But you know, for me, man, my biggest concern is this: offensively, we were definitely all for besides, other than that 1 touchdown, the respond back to Washington, the offense was definitely off in the first half. A lot of that had to do with the fact as well that the offense didn't have the ball as much in the first half. In the first half, Washington absolutely dominated the time of possession. So I can't really be too mad at the offense for only putting up 10 points in the first half. Second half was a much better performance by the offense. Defensively, it was pretty rough throughout the game. Defense was able at times to get to Sam Howell and sack him, but today was I was more impressed with the offense today than I was the defense. Going over the time possession this game, the Eagles lost the time possession battle in this game. They held the ball. They had the ball for 30 minutes and 55 seconds. Washington had it for 35 minutes and 7 seconds. The Eagles had 11 penalties for 81 yards. Washington had 7 penalties for 41 yards. There was a lot of dumb penalties in this game that I felt like was just complete BS. Some of the calls. The Eagles allowed 3 sacks this game. Washington allowed 5. Eagles punted 3 times. Washington punted 5. Third down efficiency. Washington was 8 for 17. The Eagles were 4 for 12. Fourth down efficiency. The Eagles were 2 for 2. Washington was also 2 for 2. Total plays ran. The Eagles ran 67. Washington ran 74. Number of first downs. Eagles had 23 first downs. Washington had 26 first downs. Now going to total yards, Eagles had 415 yards. Washington had 365 yards. Passing yards, Eagles had 311 yards. Washington had 258 yards. Rushing, Eagles 104 yards. Washington 107 yards. Yards per play, Eagles 6.2 yards. Washington 4.9. Now going over the stats in this game, player stats. Jalen Hurts had his best game of the year. This was definitely Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, best game of the year. Jalen Hurts was 25 for 37, 319 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, DeAndre Swift had 14 carries for 56 yards, averaged 4.0 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Jalen Hurts ran 9 times for 34 yards, 3.8 average a run. Kenny Gainwell 4 catches for 14 yards, 3.5 average a carry. Receiving, AJ Brown definitely had a great day today. 9 receptions for 175 yards, 19.4 average catch, 2 receiving touchdowns. Devontae Smith had a pretty solid day as well. 7 catches for 78 yards, 11.1 average a catch. Dallas Goedert 2 catches for 25 yards, 12.5 average a catch. DeAndre Swift 4 catches for 23 yards, 5.8 average a catch. Olamide Zaccheaus 1 catch for 11 yards. Kenneth Gainwell 2 catches for 7 yards, 3.5 average a catch. Defensively, even though, like I said, the defense was sloppy today, Nicholas Morrow had a pretty damn good day. 10 tackles, 1 tackle assist, 3 sacks. So a very, despite how bad I feel the defense played today, Nicholas Morrow had a very good day today. Darius Slay, 10 catches for 1 yard. Excuse me, 10 tackles, 1 tackle assist. My apologies. Zach Cunningham, 9 tackles, 4 tackle assists. Reed Blankenship, 4 tackles, 4 tackle assists. Josh Sweat, 3 tackles, 2 tackle assists, and 1 sack. James Bradbury, 3 tackles, 2 tackle assists. Fletcher Cox, 2 tackles, 2 tackle assists. Milton Williams, 2 tackles, 1 tackle assist. Josh Joby, 2 tackles. Hassan Reddick, 1 tackle, 1 tackle assist. Hassan Reddick had a sack as well. Jalen Carter, 3 tackle assists. Terrell Edmonds, 2 tackles. Jordan Davis, 2 tackles, 2 tackle assists. Catavius Street, 1 tackle assist. 1 tackle assist. Brandon Graham, 1 tackle assist. When it comes to punt returns, Britton Covey, 3 returns for 38 yards, 12.7 average a return. When it comes to kicking, Jake Elliott was spot on today, 4 for 4, 100%. 54 was his longest, the game-winning kick. 14 points scored by him. Punting, Braden Mann, 3 punts for 129 yards, 43.0 average a punt, 1 inside the 20. Now, the positive is we won. The offense, much better performance by them in the overall in this game, but especially in that second half. In the second half, they looked a whole lot better than they looked the best I've seen them all year. Still work to be done, of course, with this offense, but it's a work in progress, and we're winning. Defensively, yeah, definitely definitely the worst game in my opinion overall. The defense has played this year. Yeah, Chris Morrow had 3 sacks, like I said, 10 tackles. There were some players that definitely shined on defense today, but the secondary was just flat out awful. Terry McLaurin was absolutely he was just embarrassing our secondary today. He truly was, and he does this all the time. He was doing the same thing last year. The game that we lost against Washington last year, he was doing the same thing. And they wasn't doing anything special. It was mostly dink and dunking. That's mainly what they were doing. They were doing a lot of dink and dunking. There were times where even Darius Slay looked lost out there, and he was getting beat at times. So, secondary has been banged up. You know, it's been pretty darn banged up throughout the year. And the secondary is our weak link right now. The front seven is our strong point on defense. The secondary is our weak point, and it showed today. Josh Joby did not look good at all today. Terrell Edmonds was getting burned at times. It was tough to watch. We seriously made Sam Howell look like Joe Montana out there. At times, he was looking like Joe Montana against our weak secondary. And they better figure out something quickly. Sean Desai, our defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, his assistant, they better figure out something quick, man. You know, the secondary right now is our weak point. And we're getting ready to go up against some very, very good football teams. Next week, we got the Rams, who have been struggling this year, but they can light you up. They can light you up. They can exploit your secondary. We still got the Miami Dolphins. We still got the Buffalo Bills. We still got the 49ers. We still got the Cowboys. So, we got some teams that could definitely put up big numbers. We're going up against some teams that can definitely put up big numbers. I can't forget the Chiefs either. Another team that can put up big numbers in the passing game. And if we don't figure this out, we don't figure out how to cover, it's going to be rough for us, bottom line. So I'm trying not to be super negative here. We won, I'm happy, but I'd be lying to you guys if I said that I'm not concerned when it comes to the secondary. If we're letting Sam Howell put up nearly 300 yards passing on us, what the hell is, what are we going to do against, I say Brock Purdy, Tua, of course, Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. Hell, I'll say Dak. What are we going to do against these guys? Patrick Mahomes. What are we going to do? So, they got to figure out something. They got to figure out something with the secondary, because the secondary right now is our weakest link on defense. Now, Reed Blankenship has been a great player for us, but you know, that's just a concern for me, guys. I'm not gonna try to look too far ahead, but the secondary today was just awful. All they had to do was keep the Washington from scoring in the late in the first quarter. Excuse me, late in the fourth quarter. All they had to do was keep Washington out of the end zone, make a stop, and they failed to do it. With 2 seconds left on the clock, he's able to find his receiver Dotson, and they were able to force an OT. A lot of penalties in this game that I felt were just completely BS and biased, completely biased. It felt like at times that that we were in Washington playing versus instead of Philadelphia. I'm not gonna sit there and make excuses about the referees or anything like that, but some of the calls on defense by the officiating today were very, very questionable. There was one play where we do a quarterback sneak, we convert it, but they say that we were offsides. And if you look at the video, the defensive line of Washington was literally touching the football, but they do offsides offense, which forced the Eagles to have to punt there. The go-ahead score when we went up 28-21 late in the fourth quarter, they call A.J. Brown for taunting. Now, I guess it was a little bit of taunting there, but that was really not worthy of a flag. That was complete garbage. We got to have self-discipline because it seemed like in this game the referees were definitely out to get us this game. Some really dumb, some really questionable calls by the officials today, but the Eagles got the win. The Eagles are now 4-0 for the second straight year. They got a game back to the late afternoon games. We have a late afternoon game on next Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams. Hopefully, our secondary, they look at the tape this week and we come out better defensively against the Rams, because I'm not sleeping on the Rams. I'm not going to sleep on. I'm not going to sleep on the Rams. I'm definitely not going to sleep on them. This is a team that won the Super Bowl just 2 years ago. I'm definitely not gonna sleep on them. So Matthew Stafford is, you just never know what you're gonna get out of Matthew Stafford. The Rams won their game today against the Colts. Cooper Kupp is one of the one of the best wide receivers in the game. I'm not sleeping on the Rams, but I'm gonna enjoy this win. We all got it. All Eagle fans, we can breathe a sigh of relief, because I'm sure all of us were biting our nails and on our heels throughout this game. Big breath. Sometimes that's how I go, man. A division rival. Whenever we play Washington, it's always a tough dog fight. I don't know why. I know it's the NFC East, but this team always gives us a run for our money. But we are 4-0. Let's enjoy this win. Figure out what's going on with the secondary. Figure out how to, we got to figure out the coverages, better coverage for the secondary. But let's enjoy this win. Let's get ready for the Los Angeles Rams. We're going to Los Angeles to play them. Get ready for the Los Angeles Rams next week. As always, go Birds. Spunky Dustin One is out of here. Fly, Eagle, fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.